Are you ready for the fire?
Hello and welcome to yet another roundtable discourse. And with your amiable host, Amaka Beke, who is me, who is I. We have Toby, who is joining us from Atlanta, US. Toby, say hi to our viewers.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm happy to be here today. My name is Toby. I've been on this show before, and I'm happy to be back here today.
Yes,
Hopefully, we'll have a good show, a great show.
I hope so too. Oh, it will be a very good one. I'm really glad when Toby comes on because Toby is a natural, and Toby also has been in the environment of radio talk shows. So he's a pro in the environment, and he's a natural. And I always like to hear his point of view. And with me again is Uju.
Thank you. My head is expanding now beyond size.
Don't be. I'm always very like giddy when I get you on board. Yay! We're about to
Thank
have a
you.
real discussion. So yeah, welcome again, Toby. Always good to have you back. And Uju also is a returning guest who is going to be a very regular. Uju Liverpool. Would you say hi?
So Liverpool has become my surname. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm glad to be back again.
Thank you.
And I will always tag along.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming back.
Yeah.
Yes, your amiable host over here, and let's begin. So, on today's roundtable discuss, I would like for us to share our thoughts, our views, and our perspective on wickedness. And when I say wickedness, we know there are many kinds and types of wickedness, many ways that people exhibit wickedness. But in today's discourse, it would be between married or committed couples. Couples who are married with each other, who are committed to each other, who instead will meet each other with wickedness. Toby, what do you think brings about this level of wickedness? Because I consider this actually witchcraft. You know, you're supposed to be committed to this individual. You understand? You're supposed to be committed to this individual. You're supposed to serve them. You're meant to love them. You're meant to care for them. There's the responsibility of duty of care on your part towards this person. Why then do you choose to meet them with wickedness?
Well, thank you so much for having me. First of all, I appreciate you. I'm happy to be here once again. That wickedness, like you put it, has many names. Nomenclature can differ from place to place, how we describe it. But first of all, there is a very thin line between love and hate. A very, very thin line. Bible say there is a thin line between life and death, between darkness and day, So the man that you love so much today, that tenacity, that velocity of which you love him, can be the same energy that you use to hate that same guy just one moment after, when you find out something that you don't like. So there is very thin line between a lot of love and jamboree and what we call wickedness today. But what brings about that wickedness is lack of trust. It's insincerity on the part of the partners involved. Is distrust that came out of events over time. Over time, things have happened and happened and happened, and then they'll be like, "I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove to you that you can't do all these and get away with it." And unforgiveness is another thing that brings about, at the end of the day, what we call wickedness today. Because you're right, it's wickedness for on both sides of the divide, for someone to have expended all their lives loving you. At the end of the day, you come out and leave them in the cold, or do something that can lead them to commit suicide, or do some drastic measures to themselves. I've seen a lot of people in their old age, where they cannot hustle anymore, be left out in the cold, either by the husband or by the wife or by their partners at a very wrong time of their life. So wickedness is a product of so many factors, but we're going to look at them today. And I'll not want to jump the cats yet when the opportunity comes. But yes.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for your points. Quite noted. Do you think that some of the things that Toby pointed out, unforgiveness and the same velocity with which we love is the same that we also exhibit when we do hate? But what are we looking at? Okay, I understand one of the causes that Toby noted or pointed out is unforgiveness. I agree. What would make someone become unforgiving to a point of expressing wickedness? And what are some of the ways that people exhibit wickedness towards their previously loved partner?
Okay. Um, Once again, I'm happy to be here. Most times your topic, the topic you bring, they somehow explosive, you know. It's like something we experience every day, stories we hear every day, and then you keep wondering. But from my own perspective, plus what Toby had already mentioned, sometimes I tell people that, wickedness, I think it has to do with sometimes, how people grow up, what events that happened around them. It gets them
Trauma,
to the it gets them
childhood
to the
trauma.
point of becoming a beast, even without knowing it. And these are the people, that mingle with someone in the future, even with that behavior that they grew up with. So sometimes you see someone that looks like an angel, but the whole pack, the content is wickedness. But how do you know? So I guess wickedness in this perspective we're discussing, it's something hidden that you don't even know. This person is already coming into this relationship with, that attitude that some people don't take time to figure out. Not that we don't, because there's love and because of the way people have been taught to love. So you
Yeah,
see things, especially in someone you feel you want to settle with, and
yeah.
then you see some red lights and you overlook them. Most of the red lights are things that has been there long time immemorial,
Yeah.
and it's brought forward into the future. And then you see this person going to ask for someone's hand in marriage with this whole baggage that's, you can't even tell from the beginning. I have seen someone, from day one that he married his spouse. That was just there. Even on the day of their wedding, some people noticed it, but because the lady loved this man, there were things he exhibited even on his wedding day, because I count that first day in the marriage, So how do you know? People differs, the same thing what they carry, and those are the things you can't tell until you've gone in. And that's why Christians, before you go into anything, you like pastor tells you go and prepare, because they've had so many stories.
There we go.
All of a sudden you wake up and then you're like, who did I get married to? Yes, because I also have experienced wickedness. And then I keep wondering, do I really deserve this treatment? Someone shows you some wicked attitude and expect you to be okay with that. And that is how some people have degenerated into that nature, even without knowing it. And these are people who will get someone into their home and they call them their wife or their husband. So
that thought. Thank you very much, Uju. Oh my, well articulated. I don't know. I'm actually glad that we're getting to talk about this very crucial subject because it's decaying our society. It's decaying our society, and it may not be the same story for every society, but certainly for the Nigerian culture and community, it is a story to be told and a discourse to be had. So, Toby, You have something to add?
Yes, yes, a little bit of information, just a corroboration, like an addition to what she's saying. A lot of these things that we refer to today as wickedness is transferred aggression, just to add to what she has said. Majority of the people are coming with issues.
Trauma.
And yeah, trauma, a lot of from their past experiences. And I'm sorry to say it is more on the side of the women. If a woman has dated a man before that was bad, maybe beat her, maybe um maybe was mean to her, maybe was not financially okay, and was very um unparticular with money. All of those issues that could go wrong in a relationship. If a lady has gone through that, ladies, hold on to emotions. You guys are emotional beings. Guys, we guys are physical animals. We act based on what is going on now. Women don't forget things easily. So when she comes into this new relationship, this guy is plain. He doesn't know nothing about what has gone on in the past. But the woman holds on to that thing. And sometimes, not all the times though, most times, they treat the new guy with the experience of the previous guy. Like, if I let him do this, he will become like that guy. If I let him do that, he will start acting like that guy. And it is not helping him, it's not helping her, it's not helping the new relationship, it's not helping the guy. So just to add to a little bit to what she has already said, what you has already said, we need to let things go. When you're starting a new phase of life, assume that this is a new page. I know that's almost an impossible task to ask of women because they never forget naturally.
Yeah.
But if you want it to work, if you really want it to work, you got to give this person a clean slate. Like it never happened before. Forget all those other ones. I see people holding on to things that happened in 1922 and using it to judge today. No, whatever happened in the past, leave it in the past. You holding on to it and using it to judge what is going on, it's not going to help you, first of all. It's going to leave you in the state you don't want to be. And that's why a lot of people are not happy. A lot of people are struggling through things. A lot of people think all men are scum. Is this scum or scrum or whatever? Whatever that thing is. All men are not scum. There are good ones out there. If you keep referring to all of them as scum, then you will never find the good ones. So if you want to go into something, just forget about the scums. Yes, I know there are a lot of scums, no doubt. But you don't want the scum. Do you want the scum? No. So forget about the scum. If you meet someone you've looked through, you've done your due diligence, you've assessed all that is accessible physically, spiritually, financially, all the calicalies that are possible, and you feel this person is good, then leave all the other things behind and let's start and fix. This person will not be perfect too, but his issues might be different from the ones that you had.
Yeah.
So just to add to that is what I'm saying. Let's open a brand new page of the book and start all over instead of dragging past experiences, past pains, past aggression. Transferred aggression is most what I call it, into new faces, new relationships that will lead to wickedness. Because at the end of the day, from my experience of what I've seen, it never leads to anything good. Then they will start scheming. If he does this, I will do that. If he does that, I will do this. Then, before you know it, they're cat and rat. And the one thing that they ran away from in the first time is going to happen again. So to avoid that, just open a brand new page and leave it all brand new.
Okay. Can I ask you a question, Toby?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
if?
sure.
So what if maybe you decided, okay, let me just let go of the past, and then this is your present, and you're seeing something similar to what you also saw in the past one. Is there no need for you to be concerned?
So there's something they used to say. There's something they used to say that if there is a like time, it's a mathematical expression. Collect like times, right? When you have X here, you have X here, you have X here, you have X here.
Yep.
What is similar in all these situations? It's X. Let's bring it into this situation.
Be a
The
bad
similar
boy, very bad boy.
No. Don't take my word for it.
So
I'm
you're
just trying
aiming
to
for
make
this
an
common denominator. You
expression.
are the poor chooser, the wrong chooser. Is
So
that what
if you have 4 experiences and you are having the same outcome out of 4 different guys, they don't know each other. You made the first one, the second one, the third one, and they are doing the same thing over, then you should check yourself. Maybe it's not them. Maybe, just maybe.
it
I'm
may
not saying.
also be, see, again, maybe it's not you either. It may be spiritual.
Exactly.
Well,
It may be
I hate to go. I
spiritual
hate
that
to
might have
go.
plagued you from a long time, or that someone who has a similar interest in this somebody is doing something on their, you know what I mean, to plague and damage that opportunity. So
I don't want to go
we shouldn't remove
spiritual.
spiritual
Most
from
of the
some of these
time,
things.
we run spiritual when we get into typical issues.
Okay.
I'll prefer that we do the physical part.
Okay, let's do that.
I
The
believe there
logical
is
part.
spiritual,
Okay.
the logical part. Then maybe some 1%
But
might be
can
spiritual. Everything is
Africans,
spiritual, but
can Africans, essentially Nigerians, ever do a thing logically without the spiritual aspect? You're not being a
I know.
Nigerian where you're all logical and not spiritual.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
If you're not spiritual, then you're not
Then you're
that
not
part.
Nigerian. You're certainly not Nigerian.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the
We
truth
don't
is
disappoint.
everything about life is spiritual. That's the
Yes.
truth. Even the things that we don't think are spiritual are very, very
Much,
spiritual.
yeah.
Everything
It's
about
the
us
navigation.
starts and ends with some sort of spirituality.
Yes.
But it gives a room for the brain. That's why we have brains. That's why we have strength. That's why we have a soul and a spirit, so that we can transform all that spiritual energy into the physical.
Yeah.
So most of the time, what we Africans refer to as spiritual problems might have started as spiritual problems, but they have physical solutions. We have refused to look at those physical solutions, is why we remained only in the spiritual. And then guess what? If we had resolved those issues in the spiritual and we faced to tackle the physical options, we will continue to get negative results because we have only handled one part of the problem.
Yeah.
The physical part. For instance, dressing. If a woman keeps complaining that you are dressing wrong or you are coming back late and you have refused to change, you always go to club every night or every Friday, Saturday, and you don't come back till 5 a.m. If that's a complaint and you see nothing wrong in it, and you think it's a family problem, the first wife came and left, the second one came and left, all the girlfriends are complaining about the same thing, and you think, oh, it's my village people. Well, it might be the village people, but there is a physical solution to that problem. Oga, if you go to club, come back at 1. You stay till 5.
Yeah.
There's
Take
a
a break,
physical
don't
solution
go.
to it.
It doesn't seem to be helping you out in your situation.
Right. I didn't hear that. Say that again.
I said, or even don't go, take a break from the damn club because it's not helping you with your situation.
Right. You can't say that to some guys.
Yeah.
They will stone me. I'm representing them right now. If I say stay off clubs, I know guys that will stone me at this very moment.
Don't stone him. He's only helping your matter. Because you know what, at the end of the day, when you have a problem and you get kicked out or you have stress at home, he will be in his home chilling. So you got to weigh your options. What you're losing, is it worth what you're getting to lose what you're going to lose, is it worth losing? So you got to question. So I'm writing down the points. The 1 point is unforgiveness. That's what brings about wickedness. People resort to wickedness when they refuse to forgive their partners. Then there's the childhood trauma, which Uju noted. Unforgiveness was Toby's point. Uju's first point was childhood trauma. Then Uju also, Toby's added previous relationship bad experience, which is now creating a negative baggage, and it may become a barrier in your next relationship because you're not there to experience, you're there to judge. right? And wrongfully judging your new partner as though they were your old, using your old partner's bad experience, and which is technically bleeding on the person who didn't cut you, right? So you are broken, you have not healed, you're not putting the attention and commitment to healing from your brokenness, and then you're attaching to somebody else. Obviously, you're still sick emotionally. Emotionally, psychologically, you're still sick. So you need a break from everything, pull back and review and take some responsibility for what went down. Even the things that you ignored, you shouldn't have ignored if that's the responsibility you're going to take, or choosing the wrong person for yourself. You probably didn't articulate your need before you met this person. So you just picked the person and thought everything is going to be okay. Well, it's usually not. Another error that people make is not dating the person they marry. People don't give time to dating. They don't give time to courtship, and not asking the right questions during courtship, not scanning through, or would I say reviewing or analyzing very, very key points that may matter in the future. In some circumstances, due to lack of knowledge, it might also be due to age of one of the parties. It might also be due to educational level, status, exposure, and what else? Maturity. So some people weren't mature before they got into marriage. So of course, they would not understand the things that they should be looking out for, right? The man yells at the first date, he slaps the waiter, he shouts at the manager. You didn't pay attention to all that. You know what I mean? Because you really didn't know that that is signaling something about the guy. And then now in the future, he's yelling at you, he's yelling at his mama, he's yelling at everybody. And you think, oh, he has a problem of yelling. No, you have a problem of not paying attention. You should have queried the first time, and probably things might fix. Another thing is, Toby also mentioned, added that, okay, there's a transfer of aggression by Toby, as well as stop scheming evil tactics on how to deal with this guy. Okay, so he does this, and then I'm going to do that, and he does this. I always tell people, how are you going to be with somebody that you're competing against? They move left, you move right. Everything you're calculating their move. Like, why are you going to do that to yourself? That is too much labor. And that is how people become poor. This is not about wealth. It's not about, wealth creation, but I can tell you easily, that's how people end up poor. Because the time you should have used to invest in something that will yield financial overflow for the future, you're using it to argue and scheme with somebody that you should be loving and protecting and supporting. I don't get. People are, okay, another topic for that. And then Toby added, and he says, do your due diligence. Don't be the common denominator, right? Because if you complain about Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, and you left A, B, C for the same reasons, then aren't you shouldn't you be asking yourself some real questions? Because you may be picking wrong, you may be choosing wrong, or you may be the wrong number. So get that fixed. But I have a question. A lot of men, which I also consider this to be a scheme, they target good women. Now, a good woman is not written on the forehead, but they have fortunately met this woman or this lady at certain event, right? Or location or something. And they observe this person who they might have observed from a while back. Say when they went to school, when they lived in the same neighborhood, when they worked together, or maybe someone who has been friends with their sibling, or, whatever. And at the end of the day, they go ahead and pretend and put up a show to convince this good woman, so that the woman agrees for them, because now they have rejection problem. They don't want that woman to ever reject them. Hence, the putting up the show. She would like someone who is very genuine. She would like someone who is caring. She would like someone who is providing. She would like someone who talks like this, who acts like that, who is patient with her. So he will put up the show. And that can take for a year, can even take for longer. Who knows? Might be a week, might be a month, all depends on, how things work. And knowing fully well that he means no good for this woman. If you're going to put up a show, at least be sincere with yourself. Girl, I just want a date. And out. Don't, the person that you only want a date with, because she's refusing a date, being a good girl and keeping herself until marriage, you go ahead and put up the show. This is marriage. Yeah, I mean marriage. And then you come and marry this person. After you marry the person, there is no plan on loving this person, caring for this person, providing for this person, supporting this person. You can't even have a decent conversation. People have experienced this. Toby, what do you say about such men?
That's a hard one. First of all, I think you answered that question in one of the things that you said earlier. Men like that, I mean, I'm not going to say like I'm a saint or better, holier than thou, I'm the one to judge them, blah, 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 blah. No, men are men. Like I said, men are visual beings. Or, for lack of another word, virtual and visual animals.
Okay.
We all are. That's what we are. Let's call it what it is and understand what it is. The problem these days is that we don't even understand what we really are as women, as men. If we understand what a woman is, then when she acts as a woman, you shouldn't be surprised, because that's what a woman is, including my mom, including my great-grandmother, including everybody down the line, all the way back to Eve. If you understand that's how a man is thinking, they're both sleeping on the bed. A man is thinking, I have to pay the rent the month in December. I think this one should cover till December. If I pay the mortgage this time, I can do this. Then we can have this for that car. Then we can go on that vacation. That's what is in his head.
That's a providing man, and that's a responsible man. A man who has that.
But the woman sleeping next to him is not in that realm at all.
Okay.
The woman in that mind is thinking, why is he now quiet? Is it because of that Chinedu that I saw, or Chinwendu that I saw on her phone? Oh, it must be Amaka. She's thinking of Amaka. Maybe the guy picked up the phone. I said it. He has gone to text him. That call he went out to receive is the girl. So we're in two.
Yeah, we can come in. We're wrapping up the. We have 1 minute.
Okay, so this what you've just explained, are you explaining it in general terms? Or
in general terms, not specific to.
Okay, not specific.
No, there's no way you can generalize it.
Okay.
You said men are like they're animals.
Visual animals.
Visual animal, yeah.
Chase after what they like.
Yes. So adding that, because I hear a lot of people say that, and to me it doesn't sit quite well, because that adjective, actually puts them in that character. They are animal, because